1206, this is Connie Hooper. You there?
1206, over.
Just wanted to see how you boys are doing.
We're doing about 60 miles an hour, Connie.
Sorry? Frank, I don't understand.
We're going after your train.
1206, I'm not hearing you.
The rear knuckle was left open, so if we can catch up, we can tie it onto our locomotive. Try and slow down 777.
Frank, you can't.
We already are.
That train's carrying 30,000 gallons of toxic chemicals. They had a window before, but that train's going into populated areas. There's no way they derail it now.
Are you sure about that?
Denzel Washington, Chris Pine, Runaway Train, Unstoppable, coming up next on the Couchbrotatopodcast. All right, Lucas, how's it going?
It's going good, Russ. How are you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. We had to kind of call a last-minute audible on this episode. This was supposed to be a holiday episode, but due to scheduling conflicts, we weren't able to get our producer to join us. So, Lucas, you actually came up with the idea to do this one. We're doing Unstoppable starring Denzel Washington. What was your idea, or why did you decide to do this one?
Well, as you know, we watched this recently. It was on TV, so figured it was a really good idea to do this movie, because it's so amazing.
Yeah, I remember you had a Snapchat of the sequence where the news, like it's on TV where the train's like they're trying to catch the train, and you sent me a Snapchat of that, and then I was watching it at the exact same point as you were.
It's almost like we're brotatoes.
That's right. Yeah, because it's one of those movies that's on cable, like especially HBO all the time. I mean, I think it was just on HBO East a couple days ago.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like an hour and a half, so it's like you're not, it just gets right to the point.
Which that's exactly what I look for in my action movies.
Yeah, it's just like, don't spare me like the small details. Like, I don't want to know this guy has a drug problem or he's behind on his mortgage. Just get to it.
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of really cool facts about this movie. We'll get into that when we kick it off. Lucas, do you want to do the countdown and get us started?
Yeah. Everybody get ready for your movie. By the way, we are watching this on Screen Pass, which is on Movies Anywhere. I don't know exactly where else it is, but we own this on Movies Anywhere. So in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, it actually took a quick second to kick off. Yeah, this isn't streaming anywhere right now on like iTunes. Well, you can buy it or rent it on iTunes, Vudu, Fandango now, but like I don't think Netflix or Hulu or anybody else has that. But when we release the episode, I always put where it's streaming at so you can check it out if you want to watch along.
Which you should be doing. That's what this is all about. I mean, if you just want to listen to us talk too, that's cool. I don't mind. I don't know how anybody can listen to our voices, but we love you anyway.
Well, we'll run down the tail of the tape here while the opening credits are running. This was released on November. Let me get my notes here real quick. This was released on November the 12th, 2010, so actually just passed its 10-year anniversary. Should we send it like a edible arrangement or flowers or something to commemorate the...
I think so. I don't know who we send it to, but maybe Dune Entertainment.
Yeah. Directed by Tony Scott. Awesome action director. We'll get into his credits here shortly. Ridley Scott's brother, who's also an awesome director.
Yeah, he is.
Stars Denzel Washington, Chris Pine, and Rosario Dawson. Those are pretty much the main leads. You might see a lot of people that you've seen in other stuff before, too. We'll point that out throughout the movie. 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics really like this one, too. And
well, sometimes critics are smart.
Yeah, not always, but they have their moments. And pretty successful at the box office, too. $167 million on an $85 million budget.
Well, that'll do.
So it made some coin?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll start off here. Tony Scott directed this. Lucas, are you familiar with Tony Scott's directing credits at all?
Yeah, actually, we were talking about this the other day, but since it's the holidays and we work retail, my brain is mush, so I can't remember all of them. He directed Unstoppable.
Yeah, the movie we're watching.
Right.
But his credits include Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2. He did The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the remake with John Travolta. He did Crimson Tide.
Can I just say, I actually like that remake of Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
It's good, but both of it's a remake with Walter Matthau, and the ending of the remake and the original, I don't know, it just kind of falls flat with me. They're good up until like the last 15 or 20 minutes of the movie. Tony Scott also did Enemy of the State too. Another good movie.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
This actually was his last movie. Tony Scott unfortunately committed suicide a couple months after this came out. He was scouting locations for Top Gun 2 when he did that, unfortunately.
That's horrible. Horrible way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, him and his brother, I would say probably in terms of like families in the movie business, those guys got to be right up there near the top of the best movie families. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's some movie royalty. You got Alien in there. You got Top Gun. Man, that's just those two alone.
Yeah, like if I was on if you were on a desert island and you had to pick either Ridley's movies or Tony's movies, who would you take?
Well, if I was all alone, I'd probably be really bored and sad. So I would want to watch Tony Scott's movies because they are mindless, awesome action movies, and I don't have to think too much about it.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
Alien's got all the lore and all that stuff that you got to try to figure out, or you want to figure out. At least I would.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of how I am too. I mean, Ridley done Blade Runner, Gladiator, Alien, Thelma and Louise, The Martian. Those are awesome movies. But I think I would compare it kind of like if you're taking a baseball analogy, you have like a guy, like say like Mark McGwire. Mark McGwire's going to hit home runs, and when he hits home runs, they're awesome, and they really help the team. But would you rather have a home run with a bunch of strikeouts, or would you rather have consistent hitting? And like Tony Gwynn would be the best example of like Tony Scott's filmography. Like he has some home runs, but like he's consistently good in what he does.
Right. I'm taking Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, me too. And speaking of,
go
ahead.
I was gonna say something clever there, but I'm not clever, so I need to stop trying to do that shit.
Well, neither one of us are. There was a couple of those guys. Ethan Suplee and T.J. Miller were the two guys that were sitting in the golf cart.
Which, what you said his name's Ethan Suplee?
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in My Name is Earl, Mallrats, Remember the Titans. He's been in a few things.
He is fat in this for probably the last, I don't know, this is probably the last movie that I remember him being fat in. Because now I'm pretty sure he could just grab a hold of the train and stop it. Because he's built like a brick shit house now.
Yeah, he underwent he's like really taken his health, and he's taking it seriously. And like he is fucking jacked now. I thought when they showed a picture of him on the internet recently, I thought it was the wrestler Braun Strowman.
He kind of looks like him, yeah.
I was like, Jesus, that guy's fucking ripped. And then T.J. Miller's been in Office Christmas Party, the Deadpool movies. Guy's got a lot of accusations thrown his way recently. Where not exactly kind to women. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That's terrible. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's a mistake, boys. Russ, can we just talk about how great of an actor Denzel Washington is?
Oh, dude, he is probably all time in my top 5. Like, I can't think of anything that Denzel's done where, like, the movie itself may not be that great, but, like, I can't think of anything where he's bad, you know?
Oh yeah, he's just consummate professional. I pretty much watch anything that he's in.
Oh, I am too. He's like that rare breed where, like, I don't think there's really movie stars anymore. Like, I remember, honestly, when this came out, like, when the actor was above the title, like, that could sell the movie on its own. And there's really not too many people that are like that anymore. I mean, you have Tom Cruise, Denzel, Will Smith to an extent, but that's pretty much all I can think of. Like, in terms of, like, movie stars now.
I was going to say Leo DiCaprio, too.
Yeah, Leo is still one of them. Maybe Brad Pitt to an extent. Yeah, Denzel's the man, though. And he's actually really good in this, too.
Well, to some of us in our circles, some of our people in our circle are idiots.
We won't mention names.
Man, this has got to be a tough life. Can't imagine doing this shit.
All working in a train yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither can I. Did you know that Denzel actually recommended Chris Pine to Tony Scott for this?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, actually, I think Chris Pine just came off of the Star Trek reboot, too, which he's awesome as Captain Kirk.
I really like all 3 of those. I know you're not a big fan of the second one, but that's just because they pretty much ripped off. They ripped off the original Star Trek.
Well, they ripped off the Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan,
which is the best Star Trek movie they've ever made. And, like, it basically, to me, it was just lazy filmmaking. They just switched the roles, like they switched the ending a little bit, and that's pretty much about it.
But I still liked it.
I mean, it's still decent. It just, I don't know. I felt cheated a little bit.
Well, if I can be honest, I've never seen The Wrath of Khan, so...
You should do yourself a favor and watch, like, I've always found that at least the original Star Trek movies with Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, the even-numbered ones were really good, and then the odd-numbered ones were either or really bad.
And there's all kinds of mistakes being made here.
I don't know why, but when I watched this, like, even if first time I seen this, like, I just thought that Dewey, who's Ethan Suplee's character, like, he was just going to fuck something up.
You just tell.
Like, it wasn't, like, just bad luck. Like, he's going to fuck something up. And here it goes. Like, it's like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, jumping out of a moving train and then trying to catch back up to it he is not in peak physical condition is probably not a great idea to begin with.
Well, look, he's having trouble getting there in the first place.
I think we've all been there at one point where you just, like, you've got to be somewhere in a hurry and you're trying to walk, and then you might do that quick run, but then, like, fuck, this isn't worth me exerting myself, so then you start walking again.
Right. He's about to be in peak physical condition here trying to catch this thing.
Yeah, Dewey done fucked up. I think that was the original title of this movie.
Dewey done fucked up.
Damn.
Oh man, he pulled a full on Melissa McCarthy there and just fell over because he's fat. That's her whole shtick, isn't it?
I think her shtick is kind of just she's obnoxious, but, like, in a funny way.
I don't really find her that funny.
I don't know,
Maybe
dude. She killed it in Bridesmaids, though.
Oh yeah, that
She stole that movie.
I really like that movie. Yeah. Although Maya Rudolph talking about shitting in the street, that's pretty funny.
We've all had those moments.
I'm not sure that I've ever shit in the street.
I don't remember doing it. This is really showing its age right now. 2010, like, everybody's got a flip phone.
You don't have a flip phone anymore?
You know, like, I kind of got rid of it. I'd rather just have everything at the palm of my hand now.
Oh, every dad's nightmare.
Yeah, I have that to look forward to at some point.
Oh, well, yeah. Me having a nearly 20-year-old daughter, I have that constantly to worry about.
Also,
Holy shit,
go ahead.
Is that a music video?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say the same thing. Like, it's really showing its age too. That could be MTV or VH1 or BET, where they actually showed music videos instead of just original programming.
I know, that's crazy.
Back in my
Something that's
day,
not the real world.
yeah, or Catfish, or what was that, Teen Mom?
Ugh, God, yeah. My girlfriend watches Teen Mom and all that. She watches this really trashy fucking show called Love After Lockup.
Oh wow,
That show is the fucking worst.
Yeah, I don't think that one's getting too many Emmy nominations.
Daytime Emmy for trashiest TV show.
You know, sometimes I feel like at work that I play the Denzel Washington character, and like our people that we are currently like training are in the Chris Pine role. I know you do.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of my job now.
But you see, you have a better disposition. I think I've taken on the surly Denzel Washington like mindset.
That's fair. But you know what? We love you all the same for it.
I think you should just institute a rule like, if you've got a question, just ask. That's Denzel's one rule in the yard.
I'll yell at them and be like, we don't have time for this trying to prove yourself bullshit.
And here comes the walk of shame.
That's the walk when you know that you're getting fired because you fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And I do have a question about that as we get further into the movie, too. That's such a great line. I don't understand why Rosario Dawson isn't a bigger star than she is. She's another one that's just good in almost anything.
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a really good question.
If you know people, please tell us.
Does anybody know Rosario Dawson so we can talk to her about why she's not a bigger actress?
Or at least answer that question, why. I'll settle for that. That train conductor, the first time when I watched this recently, do you remember the meme of the guy that looks like the older guy that looks just puzzled? And I think the meme's called "Are You a Wizard?"
Yeah.
I thought that was the train conductor. And I don't know about you, but I never took fucking field trips like this. Like, that is a cool field trip to take, and I never done that when I was a kid.
No, I was, people when they're in 5th grade, they go to camps.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the lamest fucking camp of all time. We went outside and looked at birds the whole goddamn time. Like, what the fuck kind of trip is that? If I want to look at birds, I'll fucking walk outside my door. I want to go do some archery shit and all that cool stuff.
I tell you what, this guy right here is the MVP of the movie, Ned.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love this dude.
You think he's got a 6-pack in his passenger seat?
I think he's got like a fifth in the glove box. And can I ask you a question? Why don't you rock this look? Leather vest, denim shirt, denim jeans.
I tell you what, I'm gonna ask my girlfriend for that exact outfit for Christmas.
Oh, dude. And I believe that's a duster coat.
Look at that. Is that a leather coat?
I personally think
I'm gonna have to haul ass out of a parking lot like that too.
I think we should do a running count throughout this movie of how many times Ned fishtails that truck. Because it happens more than once. Like, he just did it twice there.
Turn it into a fucking drinking game.
And he almost clipped that car when he first pulled out of the parking lot. He was probably about a foot away from hitting that car.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, now what the hell are you going to do? Now you can't help out at all because you just got into a fucking wreck.
I think Ned would have just fucking left the scene.
He looks that type.
We got a coaster. Get a hold of me later.
He tossed him a beer like, here, this will relieve the pain.
He just leaves him like a can of beer and like his business card on the hood, and just leaves. You know, when I was doing research on this, that the towns in this movie are fictional.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they're all made up towns. I believe this is supposed to be northwest Pennsylvania, like close to Ohio. It kind of has that look to it. It's like just northern Ohio, if you've ever been up there.
It does kind of. I mean, the industrial, hardworking area up there.
Yeah, just kind of that dingy, like metal look.
Old as shit. Like that bridge is probably 3 times older than us.
Oh, easily.
I like how he just walks in like a little dirt bag. Like, hey, am I allowed to be in here?
That guy's been in a bunch of stuff too. It's Kevin Corrigan. Do you remember in Pineapple Express, Craig Robinson and his partner?
Yep.
That's him.
What else has he been in?
He was
on a TV show?
Yeah, he was in a TV show that I really liked, and it never got the love that it deserved. It's called Grounded for Life. It had Donald Logue, who's been in a bunch of stuff. He played Bullock in Gotham, and he was in Blade, and he's been in a bunch of different things. He's one of those that guy actors, but he was in that show too.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. That's not terrifying or anything, especially when you're that age.
A little girl is standing there like, man, this train's going fucking fast.
Dude, you need that outfit.
But see, here's the thing. I'm going bald. I can't fucking grow hair like that, so I can't have the whole ponytail thing.
You don't need it. Just everything else.
Why is that guy's name Bunny?
That's got to be a nickname.
I hope so. Ned ain't got time for this shit. Y'all better hurry up.
I like to know like how he got this gig. Like he's the fixer and he's just the welder for that company. This scene right here though makes me dislike Ethan Suplee and T.J. Miller's characters in this because essentially they're the two that fucked up, but yet it's almost like they're trying to blame it on everybody else. Like they're blaming Ned for like the train not coming through yet. I bet Ned gets drunk and fucks both of them up later.
Y'all were talking shit, huh?
And he just takes a swig of like a flask and just fucking nails T.J. Miller in the face.
Doggy. Oh, that's not the positions we're talking about.
No, you're thinking of a different movie. I didn't know this was becoming Basic Instinct. And that's where we find out, like, Dewey didn't just fuck up. He really fucked up.
Yep. How you gonna throw his phone out the window? What a douche.
And I don't get he's flipped him off like 4 times. Like, I think he got it the first time. You're a
I think Ned
douchebag.
fucked his girl.
Well, there's 3 times he's
Whoop,
fishtailed
there you
that.
go, yep. We need like one of those pop-up counters where it's like bling, and it says 3 on. Boy, that guy's sweating. Also, I'm trying to figure out like what teacher this is that wants their students all fucking hyped up like that.
Well, she's not a teacher. She works for the railroad company.
Oh, okay. The kids are like, whoa, oh shit, there's a train about to hit us.
If that conductor hadn't shit his pants before then, he just did.
I would have.
Oh, yeah, like, this, I can't hold this.
A zinc plant. This is the type of enthusiasm I have at work, too.
I think at this point we all do.
Yeah. You know, Denzel has me convinced that he could actually operate a train.
Well, I think that's what's so great about him is, like, whenever he plays somebody, like, you can believe he's so believable in whatever he does.
Right.
Like, even in, like, the movies he's just done with Tony Scott, which this is the 5th one that those two did together. Like, each time he's played somebody completely different. Because he was in Crimson Tide. Then they did Deja Vu. Then they did the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. And then they did Man on Fire, and then they did this one.
Man, I love Man on Fire. That is such a good movie.
Yeah, actually, when you suggested this one, I almost recommended that one too.
I would have been fine either way. I wouldn't have been offended.
No, not at all. Well, maybe that'll be a future episode.
You know, he's such a he's legitimately a crazy murderer in that movie, but you're just like, man, I love that man.
Well, I think that well, we'll get into that at another point, but yeah, like, it's basically like he's an unhinged ex-CIA guy. Like, basically, like, he's got nothing left to live for until he meets this girl, and then that gets taken away from him.
Such a great movie.
Maybe we'll just change this into the Denzel Washington podcast, where every week we watch just a Denzel Washington movie.
Well, I mean, nobody could be upset about that if they like good movies.
That's true, although we'll probably have to break the Malcolm X episode into 2, because I think that movie's 3 hours long.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I think I watched that when did that come out? In the early 90s?
That's like 91, 90, like 90, between 90 and 92. It's still too early in the morning for me to, like, rack my brain, but
That was almost 30 years ago. Yeah, easy for you to say. You're fucking sitting in the driver's seat. I'm not jumping on that damn train. This is one of those conversations where it's like, is your life worth your job? Oh, and look, they destroyed more company property. These guys are total pieces of shit.
I don't think I've ever fucked up at my job like that.
No, I haven't either.
I don't know how legitimate this is when it comes to operating a train, but I feel like after I've watched this movie, I could easily make this call now. Oh, yeah, they didn't cut enough cars.
Oops. You fucked up. You fucked up. I'd be afraid to argue with Denzel Washington. I'd be afraid he'd kick my ass. Especially in this movie.
Well, I would look at it more like you're getting scolded by your teacher for fucking up. Damn.
Yeah. So I wonder legitimately what happens with you taking too many cars. What the hell are you supposed to do with the extra ones?
I don't know. I'm not a railroad expert yet. My knowledge of the railroad system is solely based on this movie. But just from this movie, it's got to be bad. It's it's not like life or death, but
Oh, big man over here.
this movie's also a good command center movie.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place inside a command center.
Yeah.
I think we're lacking that in movies nowadays. We need a command center scene. Apollo 13 had Ed Harris at Mission Control.
I would, well, yeah, I mean, when you have one of these guys in the control, you'd almost be running through a wall for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, somebody's talking to the press and making a bunch of money.
Do you know that actually they used real life reporters for these news scenes in this?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Which I don't understand why they don't do that more in movies. You can cast an actor, or you can just hey, you mind maybe a day's worth of work? You can just come in and be this news reporter.
Right. You'll make as much as you make in a year.
I really want
picture of him.
I think they should put they had the little scroll of the events that have happened so far. They should just put Dewey fucked up.
That's the headline.
And then during the scroll Dewey fucked up, now there's a runaway train.
That's the same look that I get right there when there's a conference call. Corporate's on the phone oh, God damn it.
Another thing that's aged badly is those headsets. He's the director of this company, and it looks like he's trying to sell her magazines.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's his side job.
Damn, that looks like an awesome command center, too.
You know about molten fentanyl? Yeah, duh, bitch. I've been trying to tell you. That's what I'm here for.
Just that name alone sounds like that. Just some serious shit you don't want getting out.
Yeah.
Did you research whether that's a legitimate chemical?
I can.
Well, I mean, it's not a super big deal. We all know it's going to be bad if it hits. We don't want to give anybody any ideas.
That's true.
Man, if I can
But
only get a hold of some of that molten fentanyl, I can
I
really
could
make
really
some
make
shit
some
happen.
glue. It is real.
Oh, is it?
Its vapors are corrosive to the eyes, the skin, and the respiratory tract. So essentially, it'll just melt you.
Oh, wow.
It was second and third degree burns. So yeah, it's pretty awful shit. My my point is, we're fucked on the money front.
All right, well, this is the question I had about earlier. Like, do you think that Dewey is, like, did they fire Dewey now or do they wait till the end of the day? Because that, if I were his boss, I would have fucking shit canned him on the spot.
Yeah, I would have, like when they fucking broke the door off the truck, I would have fired him.
Damn.
Man, really seems like he gives a shit.
The asshole boss to just like, oh, I'm going to make a point and hang up.
Yeah, one thing that you kind of miss out on nowadays with the way phones are is you can't slam down the receiver anymore.
Right. This is like now you just hit the button really hard on your phone. That'll show them.
It just doesn't have the same effect. Oh, man, those poor horses.
I think that should be a reminder now that like texting and driving is a bad thing because that guy was just trying to change the radio station and look what he did.
Not only did you hit that trailer with them damn horses in there, but you almost got him killed by the train too. You, sir, are a piece of shit. Did you see the groundhog fucking running out of there? Like, oh shit!
Damn, that train's bearing down. Like I legitimately thought that he was going to hit that horse.
That probably would have ruined the movie for me. I'd have been like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
You know, if this movie was made in like 1990 or 1980, that train probably would have hit that horse.
It would have been super graphic too. Up. Number 4. There was number 4. Number 4 on the peel out.
I'm just going to leave a parking lot like that one day. I'm just going to fishtail it out of there. Like, fuck, that guy's got somewhere he's got to be.
I'm going to be very disappointed from now on if you don't do that.
Chris Pine just has that look of shame like, damn, I screwed up.
Yeah, he's telling dispatch on me now.
This has just been a bad day for that company. Just one of those days where you just want to crawl back into bed like, it's a fucking shitty day.
Denzel is like one of those guys, and his character in this is just one of those guys where you argue with him and then you just put him to shame about everything because he knows way too much.
Mm-hmm. I think they said, he's like a veteran of 20 plus years at this company.
Yeah. Getting the goddamn siding. That was my best Boston accent.
Well, this takes place in Pittsburgh.
I know, but he still sounds like he's got a Boston accent.
Yeah, they're close to coming full steam at that other train, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know that
Whoa.
Runaway Train is based off a real life event?
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Let me get my notes here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know which event that was?
It was 2001 when that happened in Walbridge, Ohio.
Damn it, Ohio.
I guess the conductor that stopped that train in real life was actually a consultant on this movie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Oh, somebody's losing their yacht.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this is a kind of one of those random facts that I think I know. I think nowadays with the train, you have to actually put pressure on this pedal so that this doesn't happen.
Oh, well, I mean, that would make sense. Do you think they did it because of this movie? Like, fuck. Like, Unstoppable really opened up our eyes to we need to be safer.
That would be pretty funny.
Not the actual incident that happened in Ohio, but just this movie.
Yeah. Well, more people have seen the movie, so we based it off of that.
There's another that guy that's been in a bunch of movies. His name's Kevin Dunn.
He makes a really good asshole executive.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of his shtick.
Do you think he's an asshole executive in real life?
No, I bet he's probably the exact opposite. You probably have you ever heard of that show Veep that has Julia Louis-Dreyfus? I think he's in that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, there's another one. Look at that.
Another Ned Fishtail.
Yep. Not just a welder, lead welder, asshole.
Yeah, Lou trying to, or not Lou, but Ned trying to flex. The guy's name in real life is Lou Temple, but that looks like the truck from Twister.
Nah, that one's gone. That F5 destroyed it.
Well, I know that Dorothy destroyed that truck, but it looks like the same model.
Find out. I'm in this train, and there's another train coming right at me. Find out where the fuck it is, bud. I feel like I would do this too, just like stand right there by the train tracks just to watch a runaway train that's really not doing anything. It's just, kind of going on the track.
That's the thing that cracks me up about this movie. Like, there's chemicals in this that could, like, if that thing derails at any point, and there's people just fucking standing around like, I don't give a shit, I could say that I was there.
I got third-degree burns, but it was totally worth it.
I can't see, and I need to use oxygen to breathe, but I was there when that train derailed. This is a Tony Scott. Like, Tony Scott has a very specific style, how he shoots, and, like, just this sequence here, like, it really shows, like, his style. Like, it's just a bunch of quick cuts.
Yeah, you could like if you put kind of like a stylized fade on it,
Mm-hmm.
you could almost have like the same exact shots as Man on Fire.
Well, that's with any of his movies have been like that. I think Michael Bay kind of rips him off. Like, he does Tony Scott, but worse.
Yeah, let's not get started on Transformers.
No, Michael Bay and Tony Scott are not even in the same league.
what Tony Scott would have done with Transformers.
I don't know. That doesn't really seem like his wheelhouse, though.
No, but he could have done something cool with it, maybe.
Now, I don't remember.
Bitch.
Is that the same guy that was sitting with Denzel when Chris Pine comes up to him, like at the very big, like near the beginning of the movie, like the guy that's sitting having coffee with Denzel Washington?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
It looks like him. I think it is, but
See, I'm not very observant. We talk about this all the time. If somebody were to like get into a car wreck or murdered in front of me, I couldn't describe him. Like, can you describe him? Like, well, it was a guy. That's all I got for you.
he was a guy.
And there was a murder.
May have been tall.
Man, now that is something I wouldn't want to do right there. Hang out of a helicopter and try to jump on a train.
No.
Although it'd be a pretty cool story for my kids. Yeah, that one time, they're complaining about cleaning their room. Like, hey, I fucking went on a train from a helicopter, you little shit.
They didn't fire Dewey. Still there watching.
That's a lucky man.
I was just like, pack your shit and get out of here.
Makes you wonder, like, what the hell does this guy got to do to get fired?
Right.
I wonder what the real procedure is for slowing down a train like this.
Well, like I said, my knowledge of the train industry is strictly confined to this movie. So I'm guessing that everything that they've done so far is what they do.
Whoop. That guy's having a rough day.
Yeah, that didn't end well for him.
He's just like, oh, darn it, we didn't get it. And that guy's sitting there dangling half fucking dead.
Now I have a question for you. Like, they established in this movie that they're pretty much getting rid of all the veteran, like, train operators to bring in newer guys. Now, if you were asked by your company to slow this train down, and you've got maybe a couple weeks to go, would you do it?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
Because this right here is exactly what I think would happen to me.
That train derailment is pretty much what our work weekend was like.
Yeah. That is a good call. Oof. That was also my weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess he's retired now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking dead, but that's also same as retired.
A permanent retirement.
Yep.
I think
No
I was also.
pension there.
I think that was one of the names of the movie they were tossing around too. Permanent retirement. Did you know that I was just reading when I was doing some research on this that Quentin Tarantino actually has this on his top 10 movies of the decade?
Really?
Yeah, this was number 10.
I mean, that makes sense. It's such a good movie. Like, what is? Do you know what? Do you have that written down? Like, what is his number one?
His everything I didn't see like everything, but like he had The Social Network as number 1. He had Dunkirk as number 2, and then he had this one at number 10.
You know, I still haven't watched Dunkirk.
Dude, Dunkirk is awesome.
I don't know why I haven't watched it yet, but I just haven't.
You have an Atmos system at your house. That would actually give it a really good test run.
I should probably do that.
You should. But I'm also a big Chris Nolan fan, so I'm a little impartial to some of his stuff anyways. I probably rate it higher than it should, but it also got like a bunch, like it was nominated for Best Picture that year, so it's actually really good. It's probably one of his best movies, I think.
Well, I mean, we rented out a theater to go watch Tenet, so
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big Chris Nolan fan too.
Truth be told, if it just would have been me and you and then my wife and then your girlfriend that just did that, I'm like, all right, $150 it is.
Oh yeah, I would have done that. Well, Galvin, and maybe if you would call your train yard, you would know, you asshat. By the way, just a little side note here, seeing the Hooters stuff. Hooters wings are disgusting. And the restaurant really, like, going there, looking at all the ladies and stuff. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but it's not really my speed.
You know, like, I wonder if, like, their reputation took, like, kind of a nosedive after Big Daddy. Because remember that was, like, a recurring, like, joke in that movie is Hooters.
Yeah. Man, that'd be terrifying. Seriously, and he's just sitting there calm. Oh, fuck it, we're gonna make it into the sidetrack. We're good. No big deal. There it is. There you go. Blow your train whistle at it. Maybe that'll slow it down.
I wonder if that's just old habit whenever they switch tracks or they make any kind of change in movement, like they have to do that, and it's just like muscle memory.
That might be. I love captions, dude. Relieved sigh. What the fuck is a relieved sigh?
It's a sigh of relief.
That's true. Fair enough.
I forgot to put the captions on in this, so you might hear the movie playing on my end.
Yeah, I can hear it, but it's not a big deal. I mean, the folks that are, on our podcast with us are supposed to be watching along anyway, so they should hear it anyway.
Right, all 5 of you.
Thank you, 5 people.
You know, as you watch this movie, like it almost feels sometimes like the 777 is kind of like this has a monster movie vibe to it, you know? Like
Yeah,
this,
a little bit.
Yeah, like this train is just like a monster that they've got to stop before it like destroys like a town.
Kind of like a Mike Myers.
You know what? When all else fails, you get Captain Kirk and Denzel Washington. They'll fucking stop it.
He's about to equalize this thing. So I wonder, is Stanton supposed to be like Scranton?
It makes me wonder if that's like kind of the basis for it. Although I think Scranton's kind of like a, not like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, but kind of like a bigger town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to Pennsylvania before.
Kind of like, Ohio, like their big cities are Cleveland, Columbus and Cincinnati. Like it might be like a Dayton.
I do know those cities well.
So if anyone lives in the Pennsylvania area, and you can always shoot us an email or a text or a message and let us know like how big of a city Scranton is. Well, I mean they had a paper company there, so they got to be fairly big.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna try to do the Office theme song, but I fucking lost it in the middle, so screw it. This is why I don't make jokes. My jokes turn out shit.
I love how Denzel's like just operating this train, like he's just trying to back like his car into like a parking spot. You see his head kind of peeking out the window, like I've almost got it.
You know, I wonder too. So this train is going 70 miles an hour, which I would imagine it has to go straight a lot of the time because turning a train that fast would flip it probably.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be kind of terrifying to be in a train, like as a conductor going backwards at 70 miles an hour to try to catch this fucking thing?
Well, being that we're people that have never operated one, yeah, I would probably be pretty, on edge. But Frank is a 20-plus year veteran, so I think he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's just like operating a car, like you probably are timid when you first start, but like after a while and you've driven for a long time, it's like, that's just second nature.
That's true. Oh, that's kind of answered my question. Is there a non-portable derailleur?
Yeah, I always wonder like if there wasn't like something on like train tracks that like just you could hit a button and like those little notches flop or flip up.
I would hope not. Sounds like your dog approves of the movie.
Yeah, I've heard him in the background going off. I think he just wants to come in here and watch it with me because Lemmy's a huge Denzel Washington fan.
Actually, my dog has been in here watching it a few times.
Yeah, Lemmy really likes American Gangster with him and Russell Crowe in it.
This is like very realistic to me. You telling somebody from corporate that they don't know what they're talking about because you've been doing it for so long and they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shitty way to be fired.
Oh, yeah, by the mail.
Yeah. Half benefits, too. Conversation just got super awkward.
Damn. Damn, that's like the fucking line of the movie right there. Sound like your dog's getting emotional over there too.
She is. She's getting choked up because Or she's actually just getting really hyped because he told the boss to go fuck himself. She's probably just hungry. That's what she does when she's hungry. She comes over to me and whines until I give her some food. 100-pound lab.
Yeah, I love how like they're supposed to be evacuating and like there's people just hanging out.
Yeah. We're just here to see. Leave us alone. We'll leave when we're ready.
There's those dumbasses that probably have like fucking like cooler of beer, just like, oh, I'm gonna watch the shit show now.
Russ, that would be us going to watch the shit show.
You're right.
You know, Tommy would call us up and be like, "Hey guys, you trying to go watch this fucking train derail, man?"
Damn, another thing, like I see like camcorders and like I didn't see any cell phones recording that at all.
So this is definitely old.
You can tell this is 2010. I seen a pink Sony Handycam.
Dude, can you believe that this was fucking 10 years ago?
Yeah, I know.
2010 was 10 years ago. What the fuck happened to time?
Mm-hmm. This is where we find out how Chris Pine and his wife have become separated.
Because it turns out he's a jealous asshole. I like that line.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't hit her. That would have changed my love for Will Colt.
Well, yeah, like I can't see them having that aspect. I mean, it would make him. I guess it would humanize him a little bit, but then at the same time, like you can't really root for him, you know.
Right.
I know I
And you
would.
kinda-
I mean, I'd be rooting for Denzel, but
Yeah, I would almost want him to jump on that train and crash with it in the S curve if he hit a woman. You know, what? I haven't seen Chris Pine in anything lately. What the hell has he been up to? Do you know?
well, he was supposed to have a movie come out this summer, then it got pushed back to Christmas Day, called Wonder Woman.
Right.
I guess it's not really a big spoiler. He's been in the advertisements for it, but I know he was in a TBS miniseries called, I think it's called The Night of.
Oh, I don't know that one.
He's kind of like the Chris's. There's Hemsworth, Pratt, Evans, and Pine. He's kind of the forgotten one.
Poor guy.
He's really good, and he actually like holds his own with Denzel in this. Like, I mean, being that who he is, you could easily get kind of, I don't know, like overshadowed by him. But I mean, he does pretty well against him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's probably acting his ass off, especially if you're suggested by Denzel. I'm sure you step your game up. I know I would. This part is the craziest fucking part to me.
Yeah, and the World of Bad Ideas. This is probably in the top 10.
Yeah, you're shooting at a metal train. So what if you hit it wrong and the fucking bullet comes back and kills somebody?
Well, that button that they're aiming at is right next to the gas tank.
Funny thing is though, with fuel like that, you have to you have to like hit it just right to ignite the vapors. So if you shoot through the tank, it's probably not going to do anything but make it lose fuel. So you have to kind of like skip the bullet off the outside for it to blow up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
that's
somebody's in that control room just fucking absolutely just telling the media everything.
Well, isn't that how it usually goes now? There's always somebody like on the phone or via text now, like, oh, this is happening. This is happening.
Yep. Fuck that. I'm jumping out of that train. I don't care if it's going 70 miles an hour or not. I'm going to take my chances in the grass.
That guy looks like he's cutting a wrestling promo in his interview.
He does. Let me tell you something about this train derailleur right here.
If you were just to mute him and like overdub him with like Rowdy Roddy Piper, it would have the same effect. His wrestling name would be like, it's always like the ugly guys that have the nickname like beautiful or gorgeous or handsome. That would be his like his shtick.
Right. Okay, so here's another thing I don't understand about this. So these guys are all standing right next to this train that's supposed to be derailing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, their cars are right there, so it would have crushed their fucking cars for one. There's a bunch of houses right there, so it would have lit all that shit would have blown up.
Well, I think what it is just basically like, well, fuck it. This train company's going to be paying for it anyway, so we might as well just get new cars too.
That's fair.
That is a textbook example on why you should listen to somebody that's been doing it for a long time.
Right. All the firefighters are looking like, I don't know what the fuck you want us to do. What are we doing here?
When he says that it's one of the worst disasters in the history of Pennsylvania, I wonder if he's talking about like, would this be worse than like the Eagles run in the 90s and the 2000s when they had Andy Reid and they could never win a Super Bowl?
Poor Andy Reid.
It's almost as bad as that.
Well, I mean, the people of Philadelphia would definitely agree with you.
Yeah. But we love you, Philadelphia.
We do. Shout out to Luke Frost.
I'm just giving him the chest bump.
Man, he's giving out train advice, life advice. He's all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy, we gotta get the fuck out of here. This train's about to murder us all. Look at that TV. Man, this is 2010. That TV is probably like fucking $5,000.
Yeah, it probably weighs as much as an old tube TV.
That's probably true. Excuse us, guys. We're coming through.
This kind of gives you the feeling like he comes rolling through and that horn's going off. It's like, we got this.
I would definitely, I would believe he would. Everybody in Hooters is like, well, you know, we're not serving food anymore. We're watching our dad chase down this fucking train. You know that kid sitting there like, yeah, that's my fucking dad right there. That's him.
For as young as that kid is, he's like very well behaved. Like I know if that were like my daughter now, my daughter's a little younger than that boy, but like she would have like looked at that for 20 seconds and ran off.
Oh, hey, Dad's on TV. Cool. Hey, where's my food?
We failed to get a Ned Fishtail there.
Yep, we've been lacking them for like the last 20 minutes. Also, my sense of time is horrible, so it's probably not been 20 minutes.
You might be right.
You know, this guy kind of reminds me of Adam.
Our producer.
Yeah, just knows random shit that would help us slow down a train. He's like, yeah, I just did some quick calculations here. She said that right to his face, too.
Well, when there's a runaway train, you gotta put feelings aside.
That's true. Well, that's quite the computer animation they got there.
The top of that blue train looked like a Lego train. It looked like it had like the little Lego notches on the top of it. I guess Rosario Dawson's like a big train like junkie. She loves trains, so
Actually, growing up, I always wanted to be a train conductor. There's a fun fact
Really?
for you. I did. I love trains. When I was 13, 14, something like that, we had a train track that was pretty close to my backyard. I just sit out there and watch trains go by all the time.
Really?
Yeah. No particular reason other than this. I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I was never like a big train guy. Like my son he had a minute where he just loved trains, just couldn't get enough of them. Then like like most kids, like all right, on to the next thing.
Actually, my mom took me. Here's a throwback. She took me to the Hera Arena to see a little miniature train show.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things. This is not my idea of a good time being out on the back of that.
The problem with like watching these movies and doing episodes is like these moments here, these like really tense moments. It's like you just get wrapped up into watching them.
Right, I'm like 2 inches from my computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this movie probably like 10 times. I know what's going to happen, but it doesn't make it any less exciting.
Right.
Apparently, that reporter is a train expert because he knows that something's gone terribly wrong.
It's just corn, everybody. Not the band, but
Man, that would fucking hurt at 70 miles an hour.
I'll get hit by Fieldy.
A brave motherfucker right there.
Mm-hmm.
Zang. So like, this reminds me of our headsets at work. What? It didn't fall. What?
In between people talking about what they're going to do for lunch.
Right. There's a lot of fucking corn in that thing. Is everyone stop hitting him? She's freaking out. The sister-in-law back there is just casually on her phone, like, I don't give a fuck what's
He's
going
a
on.
piece of
dude.
shit
Fuck
anyways.
that
You
guy.
could always do better.
Right. Fuck that guy. Always brings me back to...
Oh, fuck.
Oof. Nothing like watching your husband die on TV. And the reporter's like, he's down. He's gone. It's over. You know, maybe the corn wouldn't be flying in their face as hard if the fucking helicopter wasn't right next to them.
I don't know. Them going 70 miles an hour probably has a lot to do with that, too.
Yeah, maybe.
The first time I seen this, I thought actually Chris Pine dies, like, in this scene here. I was like, because I thought, like, fuck, they're going to make Denzel do this all by himself?
I bet he could.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
I don't recognize that actress.
I don't think she's been in anything. Like, I don't recognize her either. Duct tape to fix all for everything.
That is correct. Rub some dirt on it. Stop being a bitch. I don't care if your foot got smashed all to hell. Martha Furness. What a name.
Also a professional wrestler name. Martha
Or a
Furness
band.
bringing the heat.
Or a band name.
Yeah. I think when people have asked me, like, how you're doing, I answer that with the same thing. Like, he's different.
I guess it's better than being indifferent.
Now, I didn't catch it. How far are they away from the curve?
Yeah. I think she said 4 miles, maybe? 2 miles? Wasn't very many. They're pretty damn close.
They're not as close as that arrow would make you think, but
Yeah, I know that arrow is deceptive. Now, did they ever say what's actually in those things?
in what? The
Those,
silos? Or
Yeah.
I don't think they did. But I think since that's an industrial park, it's probably like different types of chemicals. It's just going to be super bad if that train hits it.
Yeah, probably.
Thanks, Connie. I was wondering the same thing myself, how far we were.
I feel like those guys are awfully close still.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I wonder how much this cost the company. Have all those cops and firefighters and shit working like overtime.
I'm sure this is probably not cheap.
Chris Pine's looking over there like, so we about to die?
No, we're just coming in hot. That's what I would have told him.
That's how I would feel too. Like, so you think I'm gonna? So you came up with this idea, and now you think I'm gonna go fucking die out here? You know, I always wondered what those turn wheels were on the back of those things.
Yeah, I
Now
did too
know.
until I seen this movie.
Yeah, no, I know they're brakes. So you get education from this movie.
Scene gets me every time. Still, I still get like just goosebumps watching him like run. Like, come on, Frank, you got to do it.
You got this, Frank.
I guess Denzel was petrified doing that stunt. I guess he's got like a harness, obviously, so nothing happens to him. But yeah, I guess he wasn't a fan of getting on those and doing that.
Oh, I wouldn't be either. That would be terrifying.
I think I read that him and Chris Pine both did their own stunts. I don't think Chris Pine actually slammed his foot in between those cars, though, but he did his own stunts, too.
That's just not good enough. If you're gonna go all out for a movie, you need to break the shit out of your foot, too.
That's method acting, isn't it?
That's like Joaquin Phoenix shit. I could see him doing that. I don't imagine that'd be a very easy stunt to do either.
No.
Running between those when you're going, a certain speed.
Yeah, even at like 35, that's like the speed of a car, like on a normal street. I know I sure shit wouldn't want to be like on top of a car trying to jump to another car.
Well, he told you to leave it steady, and you had to go fuck with it.
Man, this is still tense, even though I know exactly what's going to happen.
Right. I forgot we were doing the podcast. I'm supposed to be talking here.
Yeah.
Just sitting here watching this. Like, look how close these fucking people are. Did you guys not see the last explosion? What the hell's wrong with you?
I thought that was what's that report? I'm trying to think of that reporter for NBC, Chuck Todd, does Face the Nation. That's who I thought that was for a second.
Kind of looks like
I
him.
was like kind of slumming it with local news.
So apparently that's fuel oil in those.
Oh, was it?
I just learned. And that Family Dollar straight up fuck. there's somebody in there shopping like, you can't tell me what to do. I need some shit out of Family Dollar.
They always put those Family Dollars in like the worst locations.
Have you ever noticed them in Dollar General will just be out in the middle of fucking nowhere?
Yeah, there's one like 5 minutes from my house, and I live completely in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Hit it as hard as you can. I mean, I think it only cranks one way, but
Damn.
if I'm on top of that thing, that would be fucking terrifying.
This and Speed, they do like the big vehicle teetering on like two wheels very well.
Yeah. Oh, everybody lost power.
When I was watching this last night, that's exactly how I felt, but everybody was asleep in my house, and I couldn't do that.
Should have anyway.
So I just cheered inside.
What are you? Your wife comes out there like, what the hell are you yelling about? he just tipped the train back over on all the wheels.
It's just like, oh, they just got around the curve, babe. It's good.
Don't worry about it. It's all
Everything's okay. They got through the curve. And she would just look at me like, what curve are you talking about? I'm going back to bed.
Oh, Family Dollar's okay. It's all good now.
Thank goodness. Because if I need, if I need something in a pinch, I wouldn't want to have to drive 15 minutes out of my way.
All right. Do you want your dad to die? Is that what you're doing? See that jump? The hell of a leap. Also us the other day.
Yeah.
Of course there's Ned. Rocking that fucking denim. I like how he answers the phone. Yellow. Just real casual. Like, yeah, no big deal.
I'm just going 70 trying to catch this train. Yeah.
You guys can't fishtail like Ned can.
It's not a Tony Scott movie unless there's some kind of cars like rolling over 3 or 4 different times.
He's just looking like there's some asshole like at the side of my train.
Well, at least they verified it. It's not some just fucking crazy random person.
True. You know, I almost wonder, like, watching some of these scenes, if they were just watching the stunt guys do this, and they're like, holy shit, come on, you can do it, you can do it.
I think Chris Pine actually does this jump.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I know he did most of his own stunts in this movie.
Man, that's crazy. Where's that fat fucker Dewey at?
Probably still sitting there watching everything unfold in the break room.
Eating a sandwich. Chris Pine looks like he's having a good old time standing on the back of that pickup.
Come on, Ned.
This truck's getting quite the workout today.
That truck can run alongside of a tornado. You can catch that train. It was proven in Twister, the capabilities of that truck.
That kid seriously is the most calm kid of all time.
And he's not fidgety or anything. Like I'm sure my kids would have wanted to leave after 5 minutes.
Whew. Can't imagine doing that on one leg. Ned is so awesome. He's just so casual about it. Like, oh, well, shit. I just kind of missed it. He's got some upper body strength. What a scene.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep. Still sitting in the break room.
They're like, yeah, and then somebody comes in like, hey, you stupid asshole, you're fired.
I'm just waiting for like, Dewey, can we see you in the office?
You know, that might be one of those conversations where you're just like, I don't need to see him in the office because I'm just going to fire him right here.
Well, they have proven that they fire people through the mail, so Dewey might just come into work and like, what's this certified letter? Well,
UPS delivery for you.
I have a feeling that guy also may be losing his job too.
Yeah, he kind of had that look about him where he was like, let me just take one more last look at this view before I am shit can.
It's been a hell of a ride.
That's one of those chuckles where you're just like, Jesus, what kind of fucking day did I just have?
I hope she called him before she seen all this happening because, like, he's too busy to answer the phone, you know?
No, you remember she called him from the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, that's
before
right.
They left.
Damn, that foot looks rough.
Yeah, that would not feel too good. He cut his foot. That's what the caption said. I think he more than fucking cut his foot there, bud.
I think that's the same look that you and I give each other when we've made it through another day at work.
Well, actually, we're usually limping out of there with our foot all fucked up like that
Yeah.
usually, too. So
That actually was me last week.
that's true. You were limping all over the place.
I wonder if Ned keeps a suit in his truck because he had that denim outfit on. Now he's wearing a suit.
They probably brought it to him. Well, we can't have Ned out here looking like fucking Ned from South Park.
I did notice he's still rocking that chain wallet, though, with that suit.
Hell yeah. You don't just get rid of your chain wallet.
My dog apparently disagrees.
Come on, Lemmy. That swooping helicopter shot is definitely a Tony Scott thing too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I want Ned's job. Like, Ned is just supposed to be a welder, but he fucking does everything.
Yeah, he just
spokesperson.
Just answers all kinds of questions.
Now, a question I have: do those two get together after this movie's over?
I'd like to think so. And the daughters approve.
Oh yeah.
Man, what a fucking great movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here you get to find out what happens to everybody after this event unfolds. Yep, he got shit
Fuck
canned
you.
too.
Fuck you, Galvin.
Yep, and now Dewey is the probably the shift lead at the rallies.
Man, Rally sounds good right now.
Yeah. Well, you got anything to add before we wrap this up?
No, just that thank you everybody who has continued to listen to us. We love what we do. This is so much fun, and we get to watch movies that are just awesome.
Yeah. I agree. Well, if you guys listen and you like what you hear, please subscribe and leave us a review on Apple if that's where you get us. The reviews help us get noticed on iTunes, and your feedback actually helps us improve what we're doing. So until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye, everybody.